It's been a couple of months since the iOS 15 privacy changes. Now, what has changed, all right, is email surviving, is email thriving? Everyone was calling this the email apocalypse. Now, email is still resilient, but there are a couple of things that you should take note of. There are obviously effects that we are seeing on these email metrics that we have because of these privacy changes. And that is exactly what I'm going to be walking you through in this video so that you know what to be looking out for. When you send emails as part of your work or business, when you send emails to an email list, you are given a sender score. So what exactly is a sender score? So we are all familiar with a credit score, right? And this is something that is given by the banks and so on so that they can gauge our credit worthiness. And that determines whether you're going to get a loan or whatever that might be. Okay. Now, similar to a credit score, you are given a sender score that measures the overall health and quality of your emails. So who exactly gives you the sender score? It is given by the mailbox provider. So who exactly is this mailbox provider? These are your Gmails and your Yahoos, and they evaluate your sender score. So what exactly goes into a sender score? All right, we'll talk about that in just a bit. Now, the higher your sender score, the higher your sender reputation. Okay, now why is this important? Because it affects the deliverability of your emails. So if you have a higher sender score, your sender reputation is good, it means that more of your emails will be delivered to the people on your email list, to your subscribers. All right, and it depending on the actions that they take, these emails will land in their inbox versus landing in their junk folder. Okay, now, so what are these metrics? All right, how do you gauge sender reputation? How do they do that? So previously, email open rates used to be a pretty big metric that they used to gauge sender reputation. So if you've got pretty good opens, then you had a higher sender score or a higher sender reputation, right? But there are also other metrics used by the inbox providers to determine deliverability, okay? So some of these are opens. Like I mentioned, you've got clicks, okay? How many people are actually clicking on the links in your emails? How many spam complaints do you get? How many bounces do you have? And then engagement. What are the replies? How many people are actually not just opening your emails, but actually replying to your emails? Now, why is there an asterisk on opens? And that is because with the iOS 15, the privacy changes, opens are no longer a reliable metric. So a lot of us might be seeing an inflated open rate. Okay, I know that's true for me. So if you take a look at your email stats, you've been sending out emails, there might be an inflated open rate. All right, so emails might be marked as open, even if the recipient does not actually open the emails. Okay, so this does not make it a reliable metric anymore. So you can't view a 40% open rate and then say, yeah, that's a very good email. 40% opened it, because it's not a reliable number anymore. Okay, so a couple of other things that are going on is that IP addresses will no longer be trackable. Tracking pixels will get opened by default. Email open times can also no longer be accurately tracked. So these are just some changes. Okay, the biggest ones for us as email marketers is that the open rate is just no longer a reliable metric. And I know that for a lot of people, they really fuss over that open rate. It's a huge thing for them. All right, but one of the things that I've always spoken about is not to use the open rate or even the subject line, because the subject line, many people kind of did say that it determines the open. Those are not reliable metrics, and there are other things that you should be focusing on. So how do you survive? Basically, don't use this as a deciding factor. All right. Focus on clicks and replies. So these are very strong metrics and indicators of how engaged your subscribers are. And when you have clicks and replies, it also kind of shows other things as well, right? It shows that there is a match in the content that you are sending them and in what is top of mind for them. It also shows about whether the topic is something that is important to them, and it also shows whether you have the right audience on your email list as well. So if you haven't been paying attention to your clicks or your replies, if this is something that's really not been a priority for you when it comes to emails, I would highly urge you to rethink that and start looking at what exactly are these stats saying. So put the open aside, look at the other stats, all right? Look at how engaged your people are. When you actually ask people to reply or ask people to take an action, how many people actually take that action? And when you share links, it could be to a sales page, it could be to content that you have created, how many people are actually clicking on those links? The email landscape may continue to change in the months and the years down the road, all right? There might be new laws that come into place. There might be new tech that is going to affect email metrics or email strategies. But at the heart of it, all right, don't forget your foundation. As long as you rely on that foundation, which is building a strong relationship with your email subscribers, prioritizing engagement, prioritizing replies, prioritizing actions that you want them to take, and giving them content that enables them to take those actions, then I don't think this is going to affect you in very many ways. So keep that foundation at the heart of any email strategy that you put in place, and you will find that your emails will continue to be resilient no matter what changes come your way. Now, in another video, I'll also share with you how to know if your emails are working or not. What should you actually be looking out for? So look out for that other video from me. Till next time.